Hi, my name is Dharma. I'm an ultra marathoner and part of the organizing committee for Bengaluru Marathon. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about how Bengaluru Marathon has evolved over a period of time, just to give you guys a bit of perspective in terms of the journey that we have taken. So it has been a long cherished dream of Bangaloreans to have a city marathon in Bangalore. Of course, many of us were going out to other cities in India and trying to run different city marathons, and most of us have been doing quite well. And it was always that a little bit of sadness in all the runners that why is Bangalore not having its own marathon. And I think the plan was going on for probably the last couple of years in terms of realizing this dream, and it so happened that everything came together in the year of 2014, and that's how we have Bengaluru Marathon happening this year on the 19th of October. But when we try to envision this Bengaluru Marathon, we didn't just want to do a specific marathon race. We wanted to bring in the right kind of running experience for the runners, which we felt were probably not there in some of the other marathons across India. And it was probably very exciting for the organizing committee to sit through, plan it out, and see if we could try to engage much more than the existing running community, how we could get excited the non-runners to come into events like this and probably grow the community. So right from the start, when we had our first inaugural run to announce the Bengaluru Marathon, it has been a tremendous response. We started the first inauguration run for the Bengaluru Marathon, which was like on March 16th, 7 months before the actual race day. And since then, we have been trying to give to the Bangalore running community events on a regular basis, whether it is for the first few months we had runs happening every month, and then I think in the last, I would say 2 to 3 months, we have been having I would say runs, training run, promotion runs and events every other fortnight. And it has been really great to see the kind of response Bangalore has given us. It has encouraged us to do a lot more in the years to come. Coming specifically to what all we have done so far, I think our whole focus was to give the right kind of experience to the serious runners, where we would be organizing a lot more of training runs as a build-up to the marathon. And I think we're quite successful in doing that by giving them 5 training runs across different part of the city. And again, the response were really great. And again, when we thought about this idea of doing a training run, we wanted to do it in a way as a runner would probably prepare for a marathon. For instance, when we had the first training run, we had a 5 kilometer and a 10 kilometer distance. When we had the second, we did a 15 kilometer and a 20 kilometer run. So gradually the distance of the training run were increased, so that any newbie who is trying to run his or her first marathon would be in a good shape to run on the event day. And the other aspect that we also wanted to do was that we wanted these training runs to happen in different parts of the city, so that runners get a chance to run in different terrain, and also they would travel different part of the city and run, because generally what happens is that one tends to run in his or her training area, and they are a little bogged down with the monotony of running in the same place. So a lot of people appreciated the fact that we were taking them out, whether it was to Nandi Hills or Pipeline Road or to Sarjapur side, and that was again very well received by all the runners. And again, tremendous response in all of these training runs. I think in any given training run, we had close to around 1,000 runners come and utilize this training run as part of the Bengaluru Marathon. The other thing that we wanted to do was to also introduce promotion runs which was again mainly catered to the newbie runners, guys who are getting into running, who would probably want to do distances like 5 kilometer or 10 kilometer depending on where they are. And when it came to promo run, we have had 7 promo runs as part of Bengaluru Marathon. And these promo runs were usually held in the center of the city, so that it was accessible for everybody to come and enjoy these runs. And it was more like a fun run where there are a lot of interaction with whether it was serious runners who have been running for many years down the line. And it was also a platform where we would be able to share some of the best practices from a physio, from some of the sports scientists that we brought in some of the promo run. And just to give you a little bit of background in terms of what all we had done as part of the training runs, I think the first thing that we did as part of the training run was to organize a run with some of the Bangalore runners who had finished running their Boston Marathon. Boston Marathon happens to be one of the most iconic running event in the world, and there were a few Bangaloreans who had gone there and run the marathon. So there was a lot of excitement, at least in the Bangalore running community, that hey, these are the guys who made us proud. And there are a lot of congratulatory messages coming through on social media. So we thought it would be really nice to organize a small promo run where runners could interact with them face to face and leverage from their experience. So that was the first thing that we did. The other thing that we also did was, as part of the promotion run, is that we took the Bengaluru Marathon to different cities across India, right? Of course, we had budget constraints, so we had to stick down to 2 cities, but we did take our promotion run to Chennai and Mumbai. Now again, these were very well received. This is probably the first time that any marathon is probably doing a intercity run just to promote itself. There was another event, very specific event that we did. This was mainly into ultra running. There was a 12-hour stadium run that we conducted, and primarily this run was conducted with the aim to get the message to the running community, specifically who are doing, I would say, 10, half or full marathon, that those are probably some of the distances that they could choose. One could also run for longer than probably a full marathon. That was one. And the second was also to get the message to the general public that hey, if people can do 12-hour run continuously at a stretch, one could probably spend 30-40 minutes of daily time and take into running. It's not a big deal. So that was again a very well received event. We invited a lot of ultra marathoners from India, and we had held this event in Kanteerava Stadium. It was a fantastic event. The whole camaraderie in terms of the runners cheering runners and egging them on to finish and go strong and keep going was fantastic. And it was probably one of the first, again I would say, the first event of its kind as part of promoting this Bengaluru Marathon. Also, some of these promotion runs did help some of the sponsors and some of the brands to come and play their role. So they started reaching out to us, which is again a very good thing from a organizing point of view, and also from the whole business of running, that okay, here are brands coming to you and they wanted us to do some kind of a promo runs for us. So I think there were a couple of brands which got involved, and we had to do specific promotional runs for those brands. Yeah, so that was exciting. Coming to some of the other aspects of how we wanted to go ahead and promote this. So anything that we wanted to do was for us an experience. For example, we conducted our online launch, the website launch. We had an event which was catering to the launch of the mascot. Again, the first time in India that any marathon is having. And then the whole idea was that how we can engage the running community to come and be part of these events, and then probably take it from there. I think it's very exciting journey for all of us, and I would specifically like to talk about here in terms of how Bengaluru Marathon so far has been different compared to other marathons in India, and that which has been always been our vision in terms of taking this forward. I think the first thing that I can talk about in terms of this being a little different from any other marathon is the mascot itself. I think not only in India, probably I would think that no other marathon in the world has a mascot today. I mean, mascots usually are identified with sporting events, and here is a marathon which had its own mascot, very well received. The name of the mascot is Bengo. It's a cute little mascot, and people really like the whole concept, and they are very eager to be with the mascot, take pictures and all of that. So that has created that kind of an awareness. Coming to the second point, I would say that already with all our efforts that we have put in, Bengaluru Marathon, at least with respect to the half marathon and full marathon, has become the second largest in India, and I think that's a great feat to achieve in its first edition. Of course, we have some numbers to cross to when it comes to the overall participation, but just sticking to half and full marathon, I would suggest that I think we are already the second largest marathon in India. The other thing that makes us unique is probably we are having one of the lowest registration charges for all the categories of runs that we have. We always felt that runners should be given that the runner should not be financially more stressed when it comes to registration cost. So we took a high level decision in terms of how we wanted to stick to a low cost registration, and that's what we did, and again that's unique to us. The other aspect which is unique about some of the things that we have done so far for Bengaluru Marathon is that any promo run or any training that we have conducted has had a huge response. And when I say huge, I'm talking about numbers closer to 1,000 runners, which has been fantastic. It has been well received from the running community. It has given us the satisfaction that we wanted to do an event, and also it has benefited some of our sponsors and partners. So that is again very unique. The other thing that we have tried to be a little unique in terms of how we have done this event is that we have tried to pamper our runners. Something that people don't do these days. I feel that running itself is a very hard thing to do, and for someone who is training on a regular basis, I think a little pampering here and there would not hurt. So when it came to promotion runs, training runs, we're kind enough to give at least a good amount of runners free t-shirts, and also a free breakfast. I mean, that is something that every runner looks forward to. So that is again something very unique. So overall, I would say that for us as an organizer, we always wanted to give the ultimate running experience to our runners. And looking at the response we have had so far and some of the amazing feedback we have received through emails and social media, I think we have been fairly happy with the kind of intention that we have had, and we believe that we have been able to provide the ultimate running experience as build up to the race day. And of course, the race day is going to be one fantastic affair as well. Thank you so much.